All right, hello. Welcome to my YouTube channel. This is my first video. Just out here at DeLaveaga, filming around, throwing some of my new MVP plastic, and yeah, start off on hole one. I threw the MVP Octane. This is my main kind of go-to distance driver. I like it for big pushing hyzers, basically just pretty much all the shots I need to go far. Gonna start it off, put a good one up there. A little bit too straight, didn't quite get that left hyzer finish, but put it up there, gave it a run from about 70, and then kind of weird straddle, but tapped it in for the par. All right, on to hole two. Throwing the Streamline Discs Boost. This is a all new release, and I've thrown it a little bit and I really like it for forehands. It's a little more overstable than I expected, but has a nice kind of flight for my forehand, nice and flat. So I threw this one, put it about circle's edge, got a little tree kick. Oh, got a thumbs up there. And bang, put that one in there for birdie. Oh yeah, and I'm putting with the MVP Adam. All right, out here, course hole 4, throwing the Terra. Pretty good shot. I like the Terra for my kind of straight fairway shots. Put it a little bit to the right, got caught up in some trees. And I'm going to throw the Balance for my upshot. Another new disc that I really like for forehand. Super flat, nice and overstable. And yeah, not the best upshot. Kind of caught a tree and then doinked the putt there, but bogey on that hole's not the worst. It's a pretty tricky one. All right, course hole 7. Gonna throw the hex here. It's in the deep pin, so I'm throwing this pretty much as hard as I can. Pretty good shot. Turned it over a little bit, and I caught some of that tree on the right, but it's down there for a putt. Putt was definitely gonna be long. Got kind of lucky there. Yeah, but easy par. Not mad about that. Ooh, player two's not doing too good. All right, on to course hole 8, throwing the range. Another new disc that I really like. I love this for kind of, straight putter shots inside maybe 300. Super straight. Threw this one, kind of cooked it over a little bit, but scuttled up there. Gave me deep circle 2 putt. I really thought I made that, but par on hole 8. Still even through the first couple. All right, range again. Course hole 8A. Some acrobatics, got to get warm for this one. It's a big pump off the tee. Yeah, the range is just super good for nice little turnovers, super straight shots. I don't have to throw it too hard and it'll really just glide. Got a nice helpful skip there off some roots. In for the birdie and doink the second putt. Good thing I don't putt with the range. All right, course hole 11. It's in the long straight. Super long, super straight, tight tunnel shot. Didn't quite catch that, but I just gripped onto it a little too long. Kicked off to the right, but ended up in not too bad of a spot. Proxy upshot, and it was pretty perfect. Right down the gut, skidded right past the basket. Should be an easy par. Yeah, so, oh my god. Player 2 is 0 for 3 today, but definitely not mad about a par on that one. It's a tough hole. All right, on to course hole 12. I'm going to be throwing the Balance again. Love it for, little forehand approaches, some longer shots with flex, but just put that one out there nice and low. Skip it up there. I thought that was pretty good off the tee, but the basket is blind, so I did end up going kind of long and just threw the upshot past the basket. I don't even think you could really see it, but made the comebacker. Easy par. On to I-5. Definitely one of my favorite holes out here. Get to unleash a little bit. Throw on my octane, and I'm pretty happy with that. Nice and low, skipping up through the trees, and that should put me in a good place for par. All right, again, tempo here. Another new-ish disc. I also like for forehands, a little shorter than the balance, but put that one up there nice, and it hit a tree and kind of rolled down to about circle's edge. So unfortunate putt, and I doinked it. So there you go, player two. But not too happy about the par there after such a good drive, or excuse me, bogey. All right, next course hole 14. It's in the long par 3 pin. Threw a pretty good drive. Kind of got caught up in that tree, but had a nice kick out straight. And I'm going to be throwing the range for the approach. Just a perfectly straight shot. About 100 out. And kind of just threw it into the ground, hit a tree. Gave myself a tricky putt for par and air ball. So another bogey there. Not too happy about it, but we'll run up and just tap out for the bogey. All right, next up, course hole 15. It's in the mid-long position. Throw a Terra turnover. You really want to turn it over, and I kind of didn't turn it over here. So in the brush a little bit off to the left, but pretty good upshot just with my putting putter. Little forehand out. And left me about 20-foot putt for the par. It was tough here. I had to keep it low to get under these branches, but ended up putting it a little too low. But good putt, good par. On to the next one. Gravity. Hole 17 out here at DeLaveaga. I'm going to be throwing the Simon Line Pixel. And throw an okay shot. Kind of pushes the Pixel a little too straight. And I'm blocking here, but I do hit a tree and drop pretty close inside the circle, but missed the putt. So this hole's a little bit of a must get. You really like to get this one during your round, but unfortunate par there. And then here, course hole 18. It's in the right pin. I'm taking a new line here today. After watching the Masters Cup, saw some pros go over the top with the forehand. So I put the boost up there. Kind of yank it into the sky a little bit, but oh my God. Gets down there. And easy pitch up for the par. Put it up there relatively close. Scuttle over the infamous Anaconda root. And nice tapping for the par. Not a horrible par here. This hole can get dangerous pretty fast. So on to course hole 19. Throwing the hex. It's in the long left position. Really like the hex for this kind of shot. And that was pretty much perfect. So I'm stoked on that. Put myself to about 15-20. Make the putt back to even. Now I'm skipping over to course hole 25 and the long straight pin, throwing my octane up there. Little early release, little tailwind, kind of puts me short left. Tough putt over that stick thing, so gonna take a par here. And then hole 26, throwing the tear up there on a little turnover. Like to keep it low, turning and just finishing a little bit right. And I really liked the shot out of the hand. It was gonna put me well up in the circle, but catch one of those limbs to miss up there and puts me at about 50, and I airball that. So gonna take a par there. All right, 26A. It's been in a super long, tricky position for a while, so I'm happy to see it short again. It's about 350 dead straight. Throwing my hex, and off the tee I felt the headwind, so I put a little hyzer on it, but it kind of just finished off left, and I was down the hill, missed the upshot, but really good upshot, put it close, in for the par. All right, here we are, top of the world. Gonna be throwing my boost off the top. Just kind of want to throw it out wide, hyzer, and I just shank it into the big tree right on the right. So a little bit too wide off the tee, but comes down, rolls into a good spot. So I have an open upshot to save the par. Got some guys stuck up in a tree on the right, but we'll throw it right over them. And man, I thought I made that, but here we are. In for the par and an even par round. So overall, not a terrible round. Definitely missed some putts I could have made. But I was pretty happy with it. It's my second time playing this new layout, so did all right. And yeah, I just want to say thanks to my sponsor, MVP Discs. You know, those new discs are pretty sweet. Definitely loving them out here at DeLaveaga. And yeah, catch you guys soon. Thanks for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe.